Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Heart-Centered Apps. Chris Yancey here. This is month 2, and like I told you last month, I would have 2 amazing speakers, and I did not lie. Our session today is going to be real short, speaker 1 session, and then we're going to go right to speaker 2 session. And then from there, we're going to get to our Q&A. It should go super fast. All your questions will be answered. You can put them in the chat if you've got a chat. If you're watching this after today, like sometime in the future, time travel, obviously you can't do Q&A, but we'll have contact information at the end so you can reach out to those people. With that, Heart-Centered Apps begins now. So, Heart-Centered Apps, episode 2, loving each other, promoting another. So this month, we are focusing on those 2 themes. And with that, what's the goal? Well, the goal is the same as it is every month, and that's to inspire you to create differently with Airtable. You don't have to be a unicorn, but it helps. I've got 2 amazing unicorns today, so don't worry about that. Heart-Centered Apps connect people to their values and align the needs of a community to a greater mutual good. What's the difference between these 2 things? Well, a traditional code app might have a sense of ownership, but a no-code heart-centered app would have a sense of community. Connect people to process on a traditional side, connect people to purpose on a heart-centered side. Focus on automation for those traditional people, focus on cooperation for you heart-centered folks. Visible metrics, because people love those metrics back in traditional world. Over here, we make visible our values. Traditional world, we align to responsibility. Who's in charge of this? But in Heart-Centered Apps, we align with accountability. I'm in charge of this, and that's what I want to do. First speaker we've got Ezekiel Dallas, who's the founder of queerspeeddating.pori.app, or just Queer Speed Dating. Next, we've got Jallen Messersmith. He's the founder of Tutu.work. It's actually, Tutu stands for the Unicorn Talent Universe, and that's a no-code heart-centered platform that focuses on connecting LGBT plus community to jobs and communities in their area. And of course, Queer Speed Dating is Queer Speed Dating. And of course, you know me, Chris Yancey, I'm your host. I give good Google, seriously, just Google me. So with that, I am going to turn it over to my friend Zeke, who is going to share his screen and tell us a little bit about Queer Speed Dating and all the things that are going on. Zeke, I am so excited to have you today. Take it away.
Thank you for having me, and thanks for that wonderful introduction. My name's Ezekiel Dallas. I go by he, they. I've lived in the Austin area for about 23 years. This is not my first business I've created. I also created the Doghouse Dog Boarding back in 2011. It was an in-home dog boarding. I also work part-time for a local CrossFit gym and answer phones for a tech company. Last year, I created Queer Speed Dating. I love data. So like looking for patterns in data, how to automate my life, anything I'm doing, and I love planning. So the challenge I had was how to bring queer individuals together whose paths would not normally cross. And so that's where Queer Speed Dating came in. Not only is Queer Speed Dating about finding love, going on dates, it's also about finding friends. And I think a lot of people also like that. One of the first challenges I had was how to gather and organize the results for the events. Man, so I created some of these cards that you see right here. Participants would fill out these cards. I would get back like 30 cards, and this would take me hours. So I knew from the beginning I wanted to use Airtable. I also knew I had a lot of ideas that I wanted to do. I wanted to have a customer portal. I wanted to automate the results, have ways for those to reach them. I did not have all the knowledge to do this. So why reinvent the wheel? At that point, I reached out to Chris's Airtable Facebook group. Chris himself responded. And I really like where he comes from to help people connect and elevate each other, that he uses that in his process as well. So not only do we use Airtable, but we also use Pori for a lot for the website. We're going to use it for the client portal. Lessons I have learn. Listen to your developer. Something that you might like at the beginning might not help you at the end. And so when they give advice about maybe changing something or tweaking it, you might not understand it at first if you aren't a developer. Make it duplicatable. We're actually looking to franchise Queer Speed Dating, rent out the software, the process to other people in other cities, and they can do queer speed dating, they can do CrossFit, sober, it can be anything. Ask for customer feedback and have fun. And the question can be like, did I have fun because they were successful, or were they successful because I had fun? I tend to lean towards the latter. And so here's my contact information. That's all I got.
I liked your lessons. I would admit I did like your lessons. There's a few times when I'm working with Zeke where I'm like, we need to be quiet about, just be quiet today. So this is it, Queer Speed Dating. We actually have the domain. What's great about the site is it's super simple. So it's just the landing page, a little bit about it, our upcoming events. You can come in here, you can sign up. We have an integration right to Stripe. So when you go to pay for an event, it's already in there. So it's super nice. And then how to actually get to an event and meet people, what to do after the event, and then some testimonials. We've actually had some people get together, and it's been super simple. A nice contact us page. And then over in the about section, we've got a little information about Zeke. And we are releasing a members portal where people who come to these will be able to go in, see their matches. We're thinking about creating a subscription so you can come to as many as you want per month. Finally, we built an admin panel so that whoever's running it in their particular city can come in, create a new event, go to the dashboard, see who's been matched, who hasn't. And obviously, this is all built on Airtable. I'm sure, as you guys know, I think it's going to be huge. I think you've done an amazing job.
I think we're doing an amazing job. Yeah. And that admin panel, I forgot to mention it, is amazing. So people are able to use what we're creating and don't have to have any knowledge about Airtable.
So I'm excited because if this product was really about connecting people, the next one's going to be about elevating people. Jay, take it away.
My name is Jallen Messersmith, and I am going to be talking to y'all about the Unicorn Talent Universe, Tutu for short. So let's get into tutu.work. My name is Jallen Messersmith. I have been working in the tech space for the last 10 years. I have worked across marketing, done strategy, I've done digital buys, social media development. One of my new things that I'm doing is I'm starting to work with AI, and little paragraph written about me is actually generated by AI. But let's get talking about what we actually are here for, which is tutu.work. So let's talk about my challenge. In the tech space, there is a lack of diversity and inclusion. In the last couple of months, I was actually laid off. I was working for a company called Angels, and it is a queer venture investment syndicate. And while I was working there, I had been trying to figure out how I could use Airtable and some of these no-code tools to start to support people and create a space where people could learn and become a part of a community. After I got laid off, I actually got in contact with Chris and started talking to Chris about what are some of the things that we wanted to do. He asked if I had some projects, and we actually just started talking about my end goal, which was creating a space to connect individuals with companies or organizations. So let's talk about my process. So the first thing was I brainstormed with Chris. My favorite thing about that day was I came home, was just hanging out, relaxing, being like, okay, great, I'm going to talk to Chris tomorrow. We're going to get this set up. It's going to be beautiful. I'm very excited. And an hour or two later, I get a text from Chris saying, hey, are you available? He had already not only set up the database to go through it, but also set up the basic Pori front end for it. And so we were able to take an idea, and within hours of that idea being things, we had a base structure. Then what we did is we took AI. All of the things that are written on the app are things fed, all of the information is fed into ChatGPT, and then asking ChatGPT to give us different things. We also used a AI system, Synthesia, to make videos and use AI characters to talk through all of the things that ChatGPT was talking to. And then the final step, obviously, of this is testing and iterations. So let's talk about the tech stack. This app was built with 6 main things. We are using Airtable as the backend, using Fillout to create forms, Miro to track all of the things across the board, OpenAI. We've been using ChatGPT and the API Pori, which is our front end system and what we use to present all of the data, and Stripe, how we are eventually going to start to collect payments from people who sign up to use the app. So what did I learn? So number one is the speed. Like I said, you can take things from an idea into an implementation and an MVP within hours if not days. The other thing you can do is it's iterable, right? So you can make a decision, put something on the internet, publish that app, and then make a decision to change something, add something, and be able to do that again within minutes. The apps are super accessible, right? So like you're able to not only get a functional web page, but you also get a functional mobile site. And we are able to collab so much about it. Chris and I are able to sit on a computer, look at the same thing, and watch things change in live time. And this is my contact page. If you have any questions, I'll take some of those after we take a look at the app. And if you scan this little QR code, it will go directly to my website, which has links to my Instagram, Twitter. You can email me, reach out to me, and it's going to have this presentation there. But let's look at Tutu. All right, so this is tutu.work. Chris and I were able to look at what we thought were the base structures of a talent portal. Your opening thing with this beautiful unicorn that I'm obsessed with. This video, if you go onto the website and watch these videos, they are fascinating. So the first thing you get here is you can see all the people that we have listed. We have a couple of different types of talent levels. So you can see that whether Chris and myself are talent on demand. So we have a little bit more postings here. You can send us a consult here. You can see what we do, all of our links to our portfolios. We've got some people that I've started to collect, some other queers who have been laid off in the last couple of months. So have a couple of my friends here. So you're able to kind of see them and go through this as well. And then the other nice things that we have too is this fill out app. These fill out forms are beautiful. You can add backgrounds, you can add styles to it. Again, if you would like to join us, all of the information is on tutu.work. And I look forward to seeing y'all on the website.
I love the way you read through that. If you have any questions, we're going to open up to questions just a minute. So as Jay said, if you get a chance to watch this video or watch the video over on services, you'll see that back at the beginning, we basically told it what type of company we were starting, what type of skills we wanted people to have or not have. We told it what our values were. So what was neat about that was it went ahead and took all that and synthesized it. We then thought about what types of services would a talent company really have. And there are a lot of companies out there that you can go apply for jobs. We wanted companies to come to us. And that meant we had to have a differentiator. And our differentiator is when you sign up for Tutu, if you're a queer person, we actually ask you to state your 3 top values. And what we consider about these values is how every single queer person who might be signing up will have somewhere one of these values. And that allows us, when we're allowing people to be found not only by the types of skills they have, but to be found by their values. So we really wanted to focus on connecting people who had specific values with companies that shared those values. And the last thing, we tried to make the services super simple and approachable. So when we sign up, you can sign up for free as a company or a person. But for the Talent Plus, which allows you to get more, we try to, again, use very simple Stripe integration so people can sign up, get connected and get that. And then on demand, we think a lot of queer people might not ever want to return back to a full-time at work because your values just don't align. So talent on demand was something that we thought was super, super important. So I'm just really proud, and we have a members area and organization area. I'm just really proud of the work that Jay put in here. We have our event next month, because we're doing these once a month. Next month, as on April 6th, it's called Saving Your Sanity. That'll be all about no-code apps that help you deal with mental health and mental well-being that are built on Airtable. In May, we've got our Airtable conference, where a bunch of amazing creators from all over the world, with people flying in from Europe, from Australia now, will be in San Francisco at Airtable headquarters. So if you're interested, go check out airtable.com. And then finally, we've got Building Heart-Centered Apps, episode 5, because 4 will actually be at Airtable. And that'll be focusing specifically on people of color using Airtable for solutions to connect their community. I know Black Speakers is one. Black Resiliency is another one that I've been a part of. So I'm super excited about that. But with that, hope to see everybody back here next month. Thanks so much for coming to Heart-Centered Apps, and have a great day.